right, with me today and my visual observer, so thank you for being my spotter, is Stevie, Capture Live Connection on YouTube. I'll link him in the description below as well. If you don't follow him, follow him. He hits up amazing places. I think sometimes we keep flying the same locations, and I'm always learning and exploring with Stevie. So Stevie, I appreciate you coming with me today.
It was my pleasure, man. And
yeah,
just
tell me about the Mini 3. Like, this is the first time that you're seeing. What's your first impressions on this?
my first impressions on the Mini 3 Pro is that it doesn't feel like the same plastic. That's one thing right away. Once you touch it, you're gonna feel it. I never invested in the Mini series coming out of DJI, but I believe if I was, it would be this one. Out of the three that have out now, and I got the SE, right? I think this is the most impressive one from what I've seen so far.
Now, what do you say is the most impressive so far?
Because
like, what stands out to you?
They got 4K 60 on something this small.
Right.
If you remember, the 2 Pro didn't even have 4K 60. It was like 430 at max. And I'm one to fly, well, I used to fly a lot in 4K 60 because I wanted the opportunity to slow it down if I needed to, like in post, when doing the post work. If one shot is a little too fast and it doesn't match the rest of the shots, at least I have the opportunity to slow it down. So 4K 60 was very important to me. I used to set all my cameras to 4K 60.
Okay.
So that was impressive to me. I think the fact that you could turn the camera now and get that perspective.
The vertical.
Yeah, because everybody on social media, that's another plus for sure. Especially in this time and age, you know, with everybody's just posting everything. And Instagram, we were talking about it not too long ago, how Instagram, it even looks better.
Yes.
Like the long photos and videos.
It does.
So I think that's a big plus. Now, the thing that I'm most impressive by this setup right here is the remote. It is super light.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to explain. When they got them in stock, if you're thinking about purchasing this, try to get a hold of this. Go into like a B&H or wherever, Best Buy, wherever you are in the country. But try to get a hold of this. With the battery, everything, it's just light, it's just convenient. Like every pilot, you know, sometimes you don't have time to be fussing with an iPad and all that. But it's just lighter.
And you don't own a smart controller, right?
Yeah, I don't own
So
a
when you
smart
felt
controller.
this for the first time, that's the first thing I did,
This
right?
thing is
I said, Stevie, hold this.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you hold this,
this is like a brick.
Yeah.
But this is great too. If you rock, you know, you're rocking with the iPad and the original remote. This is great because you don't have to do all of that. But if you own this, you need to get a hold of this.
It's different.
It's different, and you lose 2 buttons, right?
Yeah, you lose the 5D button, and that's about it. Oh, yeah, just the 5D button, because you still have the C1, C2 in the back. Okay. I didn't really take a deep dive on this yet, but from what I noticed so far,
it's like
just the 5D button.
One button. I mean, it's one
and
button.
The back button
I
here.
heard other people say 2 buttons, so
yeah,
it's the back
button, and then this button right here, which I don't know what it does.
So this is so worth it.
But a lot of times we have these radios with all these buttons. Like I have all these buttons, right? And I have the 5D. I've never assigned anything to the 5D, so I don't even leverage this little button right here.
Yeah, and I don't even have that button on the regular one. I should have brought it over, but I don't even have that button. So if you see my footage, obviously it's not 100% necessary. I'm sure it has a functionality that could be helpful in some way, but I don't even have that button on my regular remote. But if you could get a hold of this, now if they made this compatible with the Air 2S, you know, obviously it's already working for this and that, this will be the great option right here. Yeah. It's just lighter. Is the screen the same?
It's almost the same, I think. Looks like the same size,
It's very close, but it's so worth it.
So here's the question, would you buy it?
The 3, maybe when I start traveling more. Okay. Because right now, if I'm gonna just pull up in a location that I'm able to drive to, I'm gonna bring the Air 2S.
Got it. Yeah.
Why lose out on the 1-inch sensor at that point?
Absolutely.
But if I'm going back to like Mexico, or if I'm going to Peru or someplace like that, I could just throw this in my pocket, and it's not like a big deal. It's not so intrusive. Like, hey, what are you doing with that drone? You know, and it doesn't look so expensive because of the size and the way it feels. Yeah. So you know, a lot of these places when you travel, if you do travel, they try to hit you with the tax on what the drone is worth before you enter the country. Yeah. Just in case you're trying to sell it. So.
Now, follow-up question. if DJI makes that RC compatible with the Air 2S, will you consider buying that remote separately?
100%. If I find out that this is compatible to the Air 2S by tomorrow, I'll buy it tomorrow. I'll be in B&H, first in line.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Stevie, thank you. I appreciate you joining me today on my first maiden flight, and I'm sure that we'll continue to venture with the Mini 3 Pro and put it to its use. You didn't get to fly it today, but maybe next time you'll be able to fly it. I have no more batteries, so I'm sorry.
All right, thanks for the opportunity.
You're welcome.